Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to continue reading The Dinosaurs Before Dark by the Magic School Book, our Magic Treehouse. And I'm out by the pool. I just thought maybe we should have a change of venue and thought maybe I could brighten your day with a little sparkling water behind us. So let's get started. We're going to continue on with Chapter 6, Dinosaur Valley. Okay, here we go. Annie, look at this, Jack called. Look what I found. Annie had gone up to the hilltop. She was busy picking a flower from the magnolia tree. Annie, look, a medallion. But Annie wasn't paying any attention to Jack. She was staring at something on the other side of the hill. Oh, wow, she said. Annie. Poor Jack, he's always trying to get her attention, and she's always up to something. Clutching her magnolia flower, she took off down the hill. Annie, come back, Jack shouted, but Annie had disappeared again. But Annie, I'm going to just not be happy with her, Jack muttered, and he stuffed the gold medallion into his jeans pocket. Then he heard Annie shriek, "Ah! Annie, Annie!" Jack heard another sound as well, a deep bellowing sound, like a tuba. Boo-doo. Hey, Jack, come here, Annie called. Annie, Annie! Jack grabbed his backpack and raced up the hill. When he got to the top, he gasped. The valley below was filled with nests. Big nests made out of mud, and the nests were filled with tiny dinosaurs. Check out that picture. See all those dinosaurs? Jack's at the top of the hill, and all those dinosaurs inside the nest? Pretty cool. Annie was crouching next to one of the nests, and standing over her was a gigantic duck-billed dinosaur. Don't panic, don't move, said Jack. He stopped slowly down the hill toward Annie. The huge dinosaur was towering above Annie, waving her arms, making her tuba sound. Jack stopped. He didn't want to get too close. He knelt on the ground. Okay, move toward me. Slowly, Annie. Annie started to stand up. No, don't stand. Crawl, said Jack. Clutching her flower, Annie crawled slowly toward Jack. The duck-billed dinosaur followed her, still bellowing. Annie froze. Keep going, Jack said softly. Annie started crawling again. Jack inched further down the hill until he was just an arm's distance from Annie. He pulled Annie toward him. Stay down, he said. He crouched next to her. Bow your head and pretend like you're chewing. Chewing? Yes, I read that's what you do if a dog or a mean dog comes towards you. That's not a dog, Jack, said Annie. Just act like you're chewing, said Jack. Jack and Annie both bowed their heads and pretended to chew. Soon the dinosaur grew quiet. Jack raised his head. I don't think she's mad anymore, he said. Thanks, Jack, for saving me. You have to use your brain, said Jack. You can't go running to a nest of babies. There's always going to be a mother nearby. Annie stood up. Annie! Too late. Annie held out her magnolia flower to the dinosaur. I'm sorry I made you worry about your babies, she said. The dinosaur moved closer to Annie. She grabbed the flower from her. She reached for another. No more, said Annie. The dinosaur let out a sad, sad tuba sound. But there are more flowers up there, Annie said as she pointed to the top of the hill. I'll go get you some. Annie hurried up the hill. The dinosaur waddled after her. Jack quickly examined the babies. Some were crawling out of their nests. Where were the other mothers? Jack took out the dinosaur book. He flipped through the pages. He found a picture of some duck-billed dinosaur. He read the caption. The Antosauruses lived in colonies. While a few mothers babysat the nest, others were hunting for food. So there must be more close by. Hey, Jack, Annie called. Jack looked up. Annie was at the top of the hill, feeding magnolia flowers to the giant Antosaurus. She's nice too, Jack, Annie said. But suddenly the Antosaurus made her terrible tuba sound. Annie crouched down and started to chew. The dinosaur, you can see the pages, see? The dinosaurs barged down the hill. She seemed afraid of something. Jack put the book down on top of his pack. He hurried over to Annie. See him running towards Annie? And Annie, of course, is crawling. And there's the Antosaurus. Let's see. I wonder why she ran away, said Annie. We were starting to be friends. Jack looked around. What he saw in the distance almost made him throw up. An enormous, ugly monster was coming across the plain. He was walking on two big legs and swinging a long, thick tail and dangling two tiny arms. He had a huge head and his jaws were wide open. Even from far away, Jack could see his long, gleaming teeth. Oh no, Tyrannosaurus Rex, whispered Jack. Chapter 7, Ready, Set, Go. "Run, Annie, run!" cried Jack. "To the treehouse! Run to the treehouse!" They dashed down the hill together, through the tall grass, through the ferns, past the pteranodon, and right to the rope ladder. They scrambled up. Seconds later, they tumbled into the treehouse. Annie leaped to the window. "He's going away," she said, panting. Jack pushed his glasses into his place. He looked through the window with her. The Tyrannosaurus was finally wandering off, but then the monster stopped and turned around. "Duck!" said Jack. The two of them hunched down. After a long moment, they raised their heads. They peeked out again. "Coast is clear," said Jack. "Yay!" whispered Annie. "We have to get out of here," said Jack. "You made a wish before," said Annie. "I wish we could go back to Frog Creek," said Jack. Nothing happened. "I wish—" Wait, you were looking at the picture in the dinosaur book, remember?" "The dinosaur book." Jack groaned. "Oh no, I left the book in my pack on the hill. I have to go back." "Oh no, forget it," said Annie. "I can't," said Jack. "This book doesn't belong to us. Plus my notebook's in my pack with all my notes." "Hurry," said Annie. Jack hurried down the rope ladder. He leaped to the ground. He raced past the pteranodon, through the ferns, through the tall grass, and up the hill. He looked down. There was his pack lying on the ground. On top of it was the dinosaur book. But now the valley below was filled with Ontosauruses, all standing guard around the nest. Why, where have they been? Did fear of the Tyrannosaurus send them all back home? Jack took a deep breath. "Ready, set, go!" He charged down the hill. He leaped to his backpack. He scooped it up. Here's more pictures. He's running towards. See him? Running with his backpack. He grabbed the dinosaur book. Oh no, the terrible tuba sound. Another. All the Antosauruses were bellowing at him. Jack took off. He raced up to the top of the hill. He started down the other side. He stopped. The Tyrannosaurus Rex was back, and he was standing between Jack and the treehouse. Uh-oh. Jack's gonna be in trouble, don't you think? We'll find out what happens next time I read. So, all of you enjoy this beautiful day. Enjoy the sunshine. Get outside and play. And I will be talking to you soon. Miss you and love y'all. Bye.